Starbucks Double Shot. Real life energy.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. On the set with us now, Rachel Damon of the Fryeburg Fair, and we're going to preview possibly the area's biggest event throughout the year, the Fryeburg Fair. It is, at least in terms of the number of people who come into the valley for this.
Definitely.
Well, how many people do come into the valley? Do you have a head count?
The official head count?
Putting you on the spot early.
200,011.
No kidding.
No, it is right around 200,000, yeah. We have 3,000 campsites, and our paid admission has been averaging lately about 165,000 for the 8 days. Wow. So then children are free, and we have Tuesdays, Senior Citizens Day, which is free. So it's very hard to count those free folks.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. And of course, the number of four-legged animals in the valley increases dramatically during this period as well. When is this year's Fryeburg Fair?
This year's fair starts a week from Sunday, and it's October 2nd through 9. 8 full days.
8 full days.
We open at 7 a.m. on Sunday.
And it's, I think, the number I heard was 3,000 head of cattle, sheep, horses.
Right, a variety of four-legged critters.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a couple of new things this year. If you've been to the fair before, Barn 6 is new this year.
Totally new. We've rebuilt Barn 6. It was kind of getting a little decrepit, and now it looks a lot like what we used to have, but it's all brand new. It's bigger, and it's easier access for people, and you can get up close and personal and see all these great animals. It's really nice.
Speaking of up close and personal, you've added some new things, a tie-up area and an exercise ring. Tell me about those.
Right. Well, that's really for the farmers and their animals to get them outside and get the draft horses and show ponies. They have to be exercised all the time. But it's a great place to just go and get some fries or a cup of coffee and just go over and watch these folks work with their animals.
Right.
The tie-up area is just to get the animals exercised outside of their small area in the barns. So it's giving the animals more exposure and the people more exposure, and just getting really up close and personal with what these people do with their animals. And
with the stars of the show, the Livestock themselves. Imagine if you went to a Red Sox game and before the game you could actually go see Dustin Pedroia just hanging out there and
you could pat him
and watch him exercising and pat him. Exactly.
Well, that's what we allow at Fryeburg Fair. That will probably be the big difference. He probably wouldn't want to be patted.
No, probably not. No, he'd be ornery about that. I think. Let's see. Let's talk about night shows, because in addition to all the agricultural exhibits,
right,
and competitions, you have live entertainment throughout the day, but also big shows at night.
Yeah, we have 6 parks where a lot of our great musicians around here and from all over New England come out, and they'll do 2 and 3 hour shows there. And then the night show is every night at 8. Except for one night. It's Monday through Saturday, so that's actually except for 2 nights. But those shows start at 8 and they run until about 9. Friday night show is always followed by the fireworks, which is a really cool time. So
that is fun. Any good names this year?
Well, I think
who should we look for?
Actually, I always used to say, are there any big names?
Yeah.
Where are the big names?
Yeah.
And then I never miss a night show because I photograph them all, and they are awesome, awesome people. I mean, I can't believe the great folks that we've had. Jamie Johnson, I would just love it if he would come back again.
Well,
that was my first exposure
to him. That's the thing.
I
asked, are there any big names? The thing about the Fryeburg Fair is they're going to become big names.
They are.
A lot of these people that you have are on the fringe, the borderline of success, or really big success.
Right.
And then the next year they're winning Country Music Artist of the Year or something like that.
Yeah, it's very cool. But Monday night we have the Mallet Brothers. They're big in Maine and extremely awesome. Wednesday night, Recycled Percussion is one of those big, colorful, very overly talented groups that's just really, really good entertainment that you're just not going to see in Fryeburg, most days of the week.
Wow.
And Sam Bush, I believe, is Thursday night. And then we have a comedian that we're trying out. It's just Crazy Jake. He's a Maine comedian. So that should be really good to hear his comedy with a whole bunch of real tried and true Mainers sitting in the grandstand. So
that'll be a lot of fun. And then you said fireworks are on Friday night.
Friday night. Once they hit their last note in the night show, the fireworks start.
Boom.
It's very, very ticklishly and delicately choreographed.
Really?
So, oh, yeah,
wow,
absolutely.
I got to see that. if you were to, well, actually, let's talk about Monday, because Monday is one of the biggest days of the fair.
It is, yeah.
Woodsman's Day.
And we just always hope for, good fall weather, but Woodsman's Field Day starts at 9. It usually runs till about 5 or 6. We have more folks coming in, both men and women, and that's a lot of really cool events happening simultaneously, so it's very good entertainment. But it's a real tribute to folks that work in the woods.
Yeah.
And who really know what they're doing with an axe or a chainsaw or big heavy equipment, and it also speaks to the history of Maine, and very, very cool people that are involved with it.
Yeah, people take a lot of pride in competing hard and
Absolutely.
winning a place on the podium at the Woodsman's Day, and I know people who schedule their whole day off just to watch these competitions, because these are probably, you'll see people in this competition that are at the peak of their sport. This is like watching the LeBron James of tree felling or something, something like that.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
So that's fun. And simultaneous to that, you've got other competitions going on around the fairgrounds, including the very famous skillet toss.
Correct. The skillet toss is bigger and better than ever.
Why is that?
Anybody wants to get into the skillet toss.
You have to be female, though, right?
You have to be female for that. But this year, we're becoming an equal opportunity fair, and we've added the anvil throw.
Ooh.
So this is our first year at the anvil throw. What are the chances that you'd come out and do it?
Well, as long as I can go first so that I can say I held the record at the Fryeburg Fair for longest anvil throw for all
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah. So that should be really interesting.
So is it like a big anvil? Like those don't look like things you can throw. It must be some sort of modified throwing anvil.
I should have brought the anvil with me, I think, so that people could get a good look at it and see the weight and whatnot. But I would just run with it. If you either got it or you haven't got it.
If I'm throwing it, you want to run. That's for sure.
So we'll see how that goes.
Because our friend Megan Simone, who has hosted this show plenty of times in the past, I remember her first skillet toss, and she wound up, she got the big arm, and then she threw it like straight up in the air, and everybody had to run for cover. So,
well, I do a lot of photography there, and I really think the key is the facial expression that you have. It has to be like hardcore and real. So I'd recommend that for the anvil throw.
You see
You've
that.
really got to feel it in your face.
You see some older women who look like they've been throwing skillets for a long time, and they get up there. They're no nonsense.
Oh yeah, this is serious competition, and we've had. There's one gal that's won it, has taken the big prize, quite a few years in a row, and so she's obviously practicing during the rest of the year. She's got quite an arm, and she definitely has that facial expression I was talking about.
Some of these, and there's some older people doing this, and you can just see the years of experience throwing anvils etched in the lines in their face. That's just like they're serious.
The coolest times at the skillet toss was when the guy from the Weather Channel came, Cantori. Jim Cantori came, and he came to do the show on Mid-Heath, who was 100 years old throwing the skillet toss.
No kidding.
And she threw it from a wheelchair, and it was just a great, great thing. She'd been involved with the fair for literally decades of her life.
Right.
So it was a cool moment.
Absolutely, that is great. They say, you can count the age of a tree by counting the rings, while you can count the years of skillet toss in the lines of a Mainer's face.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. We'll just leave that there. Don't actually try to count the lines on somebody. They'll take offense. Okay, so you mentioned the anvil toss. Let's talk about your ultimate day, because there's so many. We haven't even. This is the tip of the iceberg. There's the Carnival of Midway. Of course, there's the food. All sorts of exhibits. Describe Rachel Damon's perfect day at the fair. Give us the inside scoop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I say to people, I think, is the best plan. Get food, walk, and then repeat all day long. And you just, my ultimate day definitely involves a lot of fair food. So, we've got great coffee vendors. We've got Tom's Jumbo Donut. You can start the morning with French fries. They're all open at 9 o'clock.
I hope you're taking notes.
Yeah, definitely take notes. We have lobster rolls. We have everything, fried dough and Mr. and Mrs. Sausage and all the other sausage vendors. Great barbecue. Beale Street Barbecue is there. We've got Fandangles, which is a sit-down restaurant. We've got Emily's, which is a sit-down restaurant. There is just food constantly. So I would recommend coming to the fair early so you can avoid traffic and not get your karma upset with with traffic, and then get a good parking spot and walk in, pick up one of these items, and just immediately go to a cow barn or a draft horse barn. And I really like the idea of eating French fries and that smell of the sawdust and the animals, and just enjoy watching people do their work with their animals, and then get the program here and take a look at what's going on. Go just sit down and listen to some entertainment. Meet up with your friends. It's just a really good, rock solid, wonderful time.
Yeah.
I don't know too many. I don't know anybody that's ever said to me, this was terrible. I had a horrible time here. Yeah.
I think it's good to have the agenda so you know where you want to be at certain times,
Right.
but leave some space in there for nothing.
Yeah,
to just
definitely.
sit and enjoy music and
People watching.
And people, yeah.
People watching is awesome at Fryeburg Fair.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
the busiest day is probably what? First Saturday?
The busiest day is the only Saturday.
yeah.
It's 8 days, so it's the 7th day of the fair. It's very big. It
Yep.
can be upwards of going towards 50,000 people in that day.
And you have a parade in the morning.
We have the 10 a.m. Grand Parade. Now, almost every animal walks through the parade
Wow.
with their owners and handlers and small children and all that. We have a whole bunch of old cars. We have great floats. We're going to be throwing in the politicians, I think, this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Throwing at the politicians, what'd you say?
Well, there's an idea.
Yeah, I know. The number of people watching the parade will go up dramatically.
It will, yeah, it will. But the parade's always great. Again, get your coffee, get your donut, get your whatever, and then just go sit and enjoy the parade. And it's just a great display of Maine and how life should be.
Right.
I think someone said that before, though.
Yeah, I've seen that somewhere on a sign or two. Does the parade go right down the street, or does that happen in the fairgrounds?
It happens in the fairgrounds, around the racetrack.
Okay. So that is huge.
Yeah.
Are there days that you personally would recommend, like if you're, give us the inside tip, if you want like the least crowded day,
yeah.
what day would you go?
Well, Tuesday is our Senior Citizens Day, which is free for senior citizens. That can also be a big day. I guess I would say Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Now, the great thing about Thursday is you can go to the grandstand and you can see the draft horse hitches, which are just majestic. And then we end with the 8-horse hitch.
Yep.
And that's two people who are, working with these horses and trying to get them to do what they want them to do. It takes an incredible amount of skill, and the horses working together. It's very, very awesome.
Wow.
So I'd recommend that a lot. Yeah.
All right. Rachel Damon from the Fryeburg Fair, which starts next Sunday and runs through the following Sunday.
Correct.
Can you believe it's fair time already?
It seems like it just happened.
You could probably believe it because you put in a lot of work during the course of the summer, whereas I just
Yeah.
kind of wait around for it to happen.
Right, there you go.
But anything else you want to add?
Don't miss it. That's that's all I could probably say. I mean, it's just a really great time. Great time with family. Great time with friends. Fried food. All the F's. Fryeburg fun. It's awesome.
All the F's.
Yeah. All the
Fryeburg,
F's.
fun, French
Fall,
fries, fall,
foliage.
foliage.
Yeah, we got all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of other things we could think about if we come
yes,
up with it.
I think so.
All right, Rachel Damon from the Fryeburg Fair. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
If you
you.
want to print out the schedule, the brochure, you can do it at fryeburgfair.org.
.org, yep.
Or I'm sure you'll see them at the fair and scattered around the
We've got a
valley as well.
Facebook page where we're putting up stuff all the time about different schedules in different places. Fiber Center schedule, Garden Center schedule, the daily entertainment. It's all there right on the website.
I love going through the crafts exhibits too and just
Yeah.
checking out all the different craft vendors.
Yeah.
Yep.